Hello and welcome back. This is my second video about my electric bike. In the first video I told you a little bit about why I decided to build an electric bike and where I got the parts, and I promised to get back to you in 1 week with the experiences of the first week. As of now, no issues at all. Everything has been working well, and let's take a closer look at a few changes that I've made to the bike since I first set it up. Probably the most important change I did was to reroute the motor power wire. In my first installation it was pointing upwards, and I quickly noticed that that is a possible route for water to get inside the hub. Let's see. The axle is slotted, so this was pointing the slot down here. The slot down here was pointing upwards at first, and the water dropping along, running along the wire, had a straight entrance into the hub. So I turned it all over and it now looks like this, and I hope that any water running along the wire will drop down there instead of going into the hub. That's something to think about if you live in an area with a lot of rain. Otherwise it would be nicer to have the wire run straight up. You know, this can get caught on objects, but I have to be careful with that, and I think for my conditions this is a better solution. A better picture perhaps of the wiring. So that's the power wire running up there, and all other wires connect here, and they run in that sort of cable sock all the way to my little bag, which has the controller and all the wires, excess wires. They are stuck into the bag there and hopefully protected from the elements. There's the battery. It's secured with 2 screws into the water bottle mounts, and I also added this strap just for extra security in case I would fall or something like that, to put less stress on those 2 screws. I had to make a DIY mudguard over here, simply because I was getting all my clothes were really getting dirty in the wet weather. It works really well now. I don't get any dirt on my jacket at all. Let's have a look on the other side. One other important thing why I had to make a mudguard was that these wires going into coming from the battery were really exposed to dirt too, here from the front wheel. A lot of dirt would gather there, but as you see now, that area is really clean. Perhaps would be a smart thing to put a bit of silicone there around the wires to prevent dirt from getting in there. But right now it seems like the mudguard is really protecting it nicely. Let's have a look at the mounting screws of the front disc. They are really small Allen key mounting screws, and I think once those screws get really stuck there in the hub, it might be difficult to get those screws back open again if you need to change your front disc. So I will have a look if I can find some good quality Torx head screws instead of these, as I'm not sure also what metal quality those screws are, just for peace of mind and to make it easier to service the hub later. Let's power up. Here's the power button for the battery, and by pushing the middle button here, and then I'll push the up button for a while to turn on the backlight. You can see that my total riding time so far after the first week is 9 hours and 17 minutes, and I've done 167.9 kilometers in that time. So that's an average speed of 17.5 kilometers. And what else? Perhaps a few words about my front tire. My neighbor told me to have a look in our local supermarket. They had winter tires for 10 euros each, which I felt was quite affordable. But what's the best is that these tires are really wide, and for such a cheap tire the rubber is surprisingly soft. I have experiences with affordable Chinese winter tires which feel more like plastic than rubber, but these tires feel really good. So let's hope they make the winter. So far I'm happy. I've just had it on for a few days, so don't have much to tell you about that tire now. Let's go over to the cadence sensor and see how that's doing. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's down there, hanging on somehow. Right now there's not so much dirt gathering there, but so far it's sensing the pedaling nicely, and no issues with that either. One thing I noticed is that it's just really a cadence sensor. It doesn't sense how fast you're pedaling at all. It just probably tells the controller that now the rider is pedaling, so put on the assist or turn it off if he's not pedaling. So instead you have to adjust the assist level here from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5. I've also noticed that there's a big gap between 4 and 5. The assist level 4 will give you about 300 watts of power from the motor, and if you switch over to 5 it's between 550 and 600 watts. So then the steps between levels 1, 2, 3 and 4 are really small, and then there's a huge jump when you turn to assist level 5. But as I said, all in all, I'm pleased with how the bike's working the first week, and it has really helped me to take my kids to daycare and get myself to work. And I also find myself doing a lot more biking, just going to the shop for fun or taking an evening ride for fun, even in the rain. So in that sense, going electric has made me use my bike a lot more. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll get back to you again in a week or so with more experiences of how this Chinese Spanish kit makes the Finnish winter.